Confusing words in action number 2, set number 4. Here we go. You go. I go. Here we go. Cheat. Alright, seriously though, I don't have enough time for this. Let's get these sets of words started. Especially, farther, further, fiancé, fiancée. Similar, exactly the same meaning, except gender issues. Forest, jungle, run, forest, run. Formally, goal, jail. There, that's how you pronounce it. Jail, goal, good, well, idol. They call me idol. Imaginary, imaginative, less and fewer. Alright, here we go. Let's start off with these two words, and they are especially and specially. Now, especially is a word that you use when it means like particularly. It can even mean very too. But especially, you use that in another word. It means in a special way, particular way. Here we go. Here's the comic for it. So, the room was specially decorated for the wedding reception. Everyone knew that the bride was fond of birds, especially swans. Everything was white and there were feathers everywhere. I mean, traditionally, marigolds are white. And the chef had worked especially hard to make a suitable dessert. I'm not exactly sure she would want to eat this though. Alright, next up is this, two words. Farther and further. Now, when you're farther away from something, that means you're talking about actual distances, like 500 kilometer kind of things, distances, when you're talking about farther. But when you're talking about further, you're talking about figurative progress, like how much further are we going to go there too? Well, yeah, there's not much else I can really talk about here. Alright, here we go. How much farther is it to the airport? About 2 miles, sir. We'll be there in 5 minutes. We'll be alright if we don't hit any further traffic. Can we go back to what we were talking about before? We can discuss that further when we're safely on the plane. I think they're doomed. There's traffic behind them. Alright, next up is this, two words. Fiancé and fiancé. So here's the thing about fiancé and fiancé. Now, fiancé is like the woman, like a fiancé. Fiancé is the man that a woman is engaged to. Whereas a fiancée is the woman that a man is engaged to. A fiancé has a fiancée, and a fiancée has a fiancé. Alright, here we go. Have you met Nigel's fiancée? She's a charming girl. I know, I'm her aunt. You're Sarah's aunt. You really don't look old enough. Now let me introduce you to Sarah's fiancé. He's a charming fellow too. So Nigel and Sarah are engaged. I just wonder how long they have been dating. That's pretty much it. Alright, here we go. Alright, this time I'm going to try to make my own examples as well too. Our words here is jungle and forest. Now a forest, like a jungle, is like a giant version of the forest, whereas a forest is like a large area covered by trees and vegetation. Let me just expand on my definition of the jungle. The jungle here is like a forest growing in tropical areas in the world with a very hot climate. In the word jungle itself often suggests that vegetation is thick and tangled. Why do you think they call the Jungle Book the Wild Book as well too? Or am I the only one who calls it the Wild Book? Sam Green is a famous wildlife photographer, but he's lucky to be alive. He had a narrow escape during his last expedition into the Indian jungle. When he took his camera into the forests of Canada, he wasn't so lucky. Now Sam has promised his wife he will take fewer risks. Next up, we have formally and formerly. Now, when something's formally, that means you're doing something in a formal way. Whereas formerly with an e is like go ahead and something has happened in the past. It's talking about something that happened in the past. It means previously or in the past. Now, Lord Warrington bowed formally and asked the Duchess for the honor of this dance. The Duchess smiled graciously and stood up. As they danced, neither of them betrayed by a word or look that they had formerly been passionate in love. Pretty sure the dance already betrayed it though. Next up, we have this. Now this word is, apparently this is how you pronounce it, jail. And you probably already know what a jail is. It literally means jail. It's pronounced the same way as jail. And whereas a goal is like a point or a target. Now, jail is just an old version spelling of the word jail. It's an old it's an old British English spelling of jail. So yeah, apparently that's the thing. We were invited to local jail to play against a team of prisoners. Some of them were very good players. Their captain scored a terrific goal. There was some dirty play, but not too much. The match was a draw at 2 goals all. Everyone was happy, except the referee, who lost his whistle and his watch. I see. I can already see who stole the watch. This guy has stolen the whistle. And this guy has stolen the watch. Oh, hey, nice watch over there. Thank you. Oh, hey, nice whistle over there. Thank you. Our next up are these 2 words. Well and good. Now, when someone's doing well, that means that person is like, it's an adverb. Good is an adjective and a noun, whereas like well is an adverb. Well is like to do well something is like to show skill to be successful, as well as if you're good towards something, that means you're just having a pretty okay life. It's like an informal way that sometimes people use is as an adverb. And like if you do good, that means you show kindness and lots of generosity. Mrs. Saintly is doing good. Mr. Moneybags is doing well. Perhaps Mr. Moneybags' good profits can help to support Mr. Saintly's good deeds. They are discussing the matter and seem to be getting on rather well. Mr. Moneybags is going to support Mr. Saintly's work. Mr. Saintly is grateful. He thinks it's a good arrangement and should work very well, unless he, for some reason, starts not going good and stealing some of the money. Alright, next up, we have these words. Idle. They call me artist. They call me idol. Yeah. If some of you are army fans, some of you are armies, then you will understand what I'm talking about. All right. Of course, then we have to compare it with the word idle. Now, idle means you're very lazy, whereas idol is like a very famous star. Nani? Now, Laura Lovelace is signing copies of her latest book, The Secret Life of an Idol. No wonder she's loveless. She's revealing the secrets of everyone. The subject of Laura's latest biography is Terry Target, the idol of film lovers everywhere. Laura interviewed Terry's 3 ex-wives, his girlfriends, and his show business colleagues. She reveals the star as idle, vain, and having very little acting talent. What the heck? Then how is he idol of film lovers everywhere? Alright, our next words are imaginative. You can already know the definition of this one. And imaginary. Now, imaginative, imaginary obviously both mean that you imagine both things. Like, you're imagining things as well, too. But they're used in different contexts. Whereas imaginary is like, you use this in like a good context. Imaginary is like, you use it in a bad context. Like, if something's imaginary, like imaginary friends, well, it's kind of bad because you don't have real life friends. You have imaginary friends who listen to what everything you do and do all your commands. You're basically their god. Whereas imaginative is like, use this in a really good context, like imaginative stories that you tell and probably you can write a book about one day and publish. The Browning children are very imaginative. At bedtime, they tell each other stories that they made up themselves. The stories tell the exciting adventures of a small race of imaginary purple beings, called the Puckles. If their parents are very good, they are sometimes allowed to listen to the stories as well. Alright, okay, this one's actually one of my favorite comics, to be honest. Here, we have the words less and fewer. Now, when something's less, you use this in uncountable nouns, and when you use fewer, you use this in a smaller number of things. Countable nouns, shall we say. Like, yeah, Brian, for some reason, uses his brain evilly. Brian is going green. He plans to use fewer resources, and so help the planet. Very good brain, Brian, but stop using it for evil. He has decided to wash and shower less. In this way, he will use up less water and soap. He will use less energy too by not heating the water, so he will use the same amount of energy playing with his friends. But he will get fewer compliments from his mother for going green than he might expect. Nani. Here we go. And this is set number 5, and I will see you guys in that video soon. I hope you guys enjoyed this episode. I hope to see you guys soon. Until next time, Shalana, peace. Bye-bye. Geed, primitive. See you guys in the next video. Bye-bye.